Hey guys, welcome to Thorn Dev's tutorials. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to download and extract zip files hosted online within R, just through the script itself. So for this, I'm going to use RStudio. Here's the standard RStudio program. And for the zip file that I'm going to be pulling from the internet, it's going to come from GitHub, github.com, the Thorn Devs user, I guess, and it's going to be the r-zip repository. And inside of this repository, all I have is a simple CSV file that I made with fake data. I just typed this in as an example for you guys to see. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is not type everything into our console, because this is actually kind of a frowned upon practice. What we want to do is you want to use a new script. Consoles are great for testing certain things out, but the script is where you want to kind of do everything. And that's kind of my personal preference. So, first thing we're going to do is create a variable, and we're going to call it zip.url. And we're going to go and grab the URL address for the zip file. So the zip file that I want from GitHub. Now this can be done from any website that has the option to download a zip file of information, documents, files, whatever. I'm just using GitHub. It's a pretty common website for sharing data, and it's used for coding as well. So this is the download zip button, and it gives me this option here. You can see I've practiced downloading it a couple times, but when you open it, it gives you this option. You can name it. It would be default named to this, so just keep that in mind. Okay, but what I'm gonna actually do is I'm going to right click on this, and I'm going to copy the link address. So what that does is that gives the URL that we want. So I just pasted that into here, and if I hit enter, that's going to run this again. See how we didn't actually go anywhere on the on Google Chrome is what I'm using. It just popped up this window here for saving it. Okay, so now I'll go back into RStudio, and I'm gonna paste this again. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're going to create a variable for our directory. So I'm going to just type dir, and I'm going to have that equal the function get working directory. Okay? So at this point, you should probably run your script. A couple ways you can do this. I like to do Control A, that highlights everything, and then hit Control Enter. I find it's pretty fast. You can also click on a line and hit Control Enter, and it'll run it just the same. But let's look at these variables we've created. So the zip.url one, we can see it's a variable that represents this text here, which is the URL that we want, and the dir variable represents the working directory that we are currently in. Okay, so this actually is where this ends up. It's this folder here where there's nothing in it as of right now. The next thing that we're going to want to do is name a variable called zip.file. Now again, these variables that we're making, the zip.url, the dir, the zip.file, you can name them whatever you want to, whatever makes sense for you, but this is just how I did it. So we're going to name this make this variable equal the default name of the zip folder or file, the zip file, when downloading it. So if we remember from before, the name of it was r-zip-master. So I'm going to go r-zip-master. Okay, and it's important to have the .zip, so the .zip. Don't know if you can tell I'm Canadian with Z, not Z. And we're going to hit Control Enter. So that creates this variable here. Okay. Now what we're going to do is create another variable called zip.combine. Okay. And we're going to run a function called as.character. And inside of this function, we're going to run another function called paste. Okay. And inside this paste function, we're going to name our two variables that we want to combine together. We want to paste them together as a character. Kind of, this is what this variable is going to do. So we want the directory function that we, or not function, sorry, the directory variable, the dir, to come first, and then pasted after it, we want the zip.file variable. The next part of this paste function is to define the SEP, or separation character, and I'm going to set it to a /, and that's because in directories in R they use /s between folders. Okay, so it's gonna end our dir variable and put a /, and then give us the zip.file variable, which we named here. So that's what we want. So I'm going to run this. Great. Now we can see zip.combine is here. Can't really see the end of it. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. So you can see there, it combined the two. And yeah. So that's nice. That's good. That's what we want so far. The next step is to actually download the file, and it's as easy as it sounds. Download.file. And we want to download the variable zip.url that we created first, right? And we want to give the destination file, that this is a one of the variables we have to name within the download.file function. And we're going to name it zip.combine. Okay, so if we look back at this, we're downloading a file, and the file we're downloading is this link, right? And where we're going to put it, the destination file, is the zip.combine variable, which we said here was a combination of our current directory and the file that we named, separated by a /. Okay, so let's run this, and you can see in the bottom corner there, in the files panel, the r-zip-master zip showed up. Okay, the final line that you need for this is the unzip function, and we are going to unzip this folder here. You could name the folder because it's in your current working directory, but you can also, as a workaround to this, I just call the zip.file variable, because that equals the same thing. If you look here and you look there, they're the same. The benefits of this come from if you wanted to copy this over into different projects you're working on, you only have to change the URL and the name of the zip file that you're going to be downloading. Other than that, nothing else needs to be changed. They're all just based off variables that we've already named. So that's what I like about this. So now I'm going to run the unzip of the zip.file, and look at that, it popped up here. So I can click on it, see we have a data table. So I'll bring that data in. I'm just going to say call it data, and I'm going to read.csv because it's a CSV file, and I'm going to read data.csv. I think I actually need to call it, say, r-zip-master. I need to name the folder. And then I need to call the CSV. So data.csv header equals true. Hopefully this works. Cool. Looks like it worked. 3 variables. So now I can click here, and voila. Here's the table of data that we had in our repo, our GitHub repo. It's the same data table. And yeah, so this is just something that I found it to be very useful when creating scripts that you want to hand over to other people to use. And you don't necessarily have the ability to have a like a Dropbox account or even other things like that that are shared that they can pull data from. This is a really nice workaround for that. So hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. Feel free to like or subscribe. I'm going to try to post a new tutorial every week, just on different things about mostly R in our studio. That's what I work out of most. But I venture into some Python and ArcPy, which is the ArcMap Python. Yeah, so stay tuned, and hopefully there's going to be lots more to come. Okay, thanks.